Dallas in a Game 4 sweep. But hold on, wait a minute. Dallas has something to say about all that. Let's go to Game 4 in Dallas. He thinks he's got his broom ready. And Luka, I don't think so. Here he goes, setting the tone early for this one. Luka from deep, yes, sir. So the Mavs shot 29% in Game 3 from 3. The first quarter here today, 58% from 3. Mavs lead by 4 heading into 1. They've got something cooking. Spencer Dinwiddie, Davis Bertans, the pump fake. The lead is 8 for Dallas. And then Jalen Brunson, nice little hezzy, finishes at the rim. Ooh, got you. The Mavericks go on a 15-2 run with Luka sitting on the bench, chilling. 2 to go in the half, 15-point game here. Steph Curry getting involved. He had 15 points in the first half, doing his part. And then Doncic, I see what you can do. I can do it better. Mavs lead by 15 at halftime. What is happening? Here we go out of the break. We have an issue. It's raining, not buckets. It's like really raining. Yeah, we got to fix that. Mark Cuban, not thrilled. Jason Kidd, though, he's fine.
It's raining everywhere. Is that how bad it's raining outside? Has to be. Yeah. We made it rain in the first half. Hey!
No lies detected. Early in the third, Mavs up 17. It don't stop here. Dorian Finney-Smith for 3 drills it. It is a 20-point lead. Doncic backing down Klay Thompson. Get at him, man. Spins, scores, Cuban. Now he's feeling the vibes. He's like, yeah, calm down, Rain. This might be like a good omen. Doncic from outside. Mavs up 23. 7 minutes to go in the quarter. It's a 22-point game. Doncic just dancing around Curry. How do you guard that? Don't even try. Doncic and Mavs making it rain all game. Oh, guy brought an umbrella. Perfect. Came prepared. Mavs up 29 as we go into the fourth. Luka got that stank face. Klay's opposite of that. He's a sad face. Trailing 29. The starters get involved. They start to cheer from the bench as Moses Moody drills a 3. Kuminga for 3. That one's good. So they're chipping away. It's now an 8-point game. Check in Steph Curry. About 3 minutes to play. Doncic driving. I see your starters, and I don't care. It's a double-digit lead once again. 1:30 to go. It's a 10-point game. This time, we'll wrap it around the defense to Finney-Smith. At the rim, lays it in. Luka would finish with 30 points, 14 rebounds, 9 assists, a complete performance. As the Mavs hang on to win to force a Game 5, here's Luka as they head to Golden State.
Tonight you playing. It was almost like an ego win. Like you come out and you really have nothing to lose. So that confidence started early. We didn't really do nothing to slow it down, and then that's where the avalanche starts. So it's a good lesson learned in terms of you tip the hat, your hat to them because they made a lot of shots.
Just got to finish the game. Win is a win. So just got to head to stay together, and just finish the game, win the game. I mean, we got to believe, I think our defense was way better today, and I think we attacked the paint. Those two things are key, and that's what we got to bring to San Francisco.
All right, it's not this normal to be this good in potential elimination games. Luka Doncic joins Elgin Baylor as the only players in NBA history to score at least 30 points in each of their first 5 games when facing elimination. The only player to do that in the first 4 straight, Bob McAdoo, who, like Baylor, also made his debut before the merger.
The spark off the bench and getting deflections and getting steals, whether it's Andrew Wiggins picking up Luka Doncic full court, turning them, making it hard on him, making life hell on him. Just think about this for a second. In Game 2, the Warriors were down 19 points. They came out in the second half and they held the Dallas Mavericks to 13 points. 13 points. Again, we could talk about shooting, we could talk about offense, but it all comes down to defending and being that defensive-minded team to try to win the title. And we go back and we can look at the past and look at all those 3 titles that the Golden State Warriors won. They still were up there at the top of the charts for its defensive rankings in every category.
Yeah,
I look at it sort of a different way, and I talked about this a little bit yesterday when I talked about the two potential matchups that the Warriors will face in the finals, and that is the Heat and the Celtics. And these are two teams that have a bunch of switchable parts and a bunch of size. And if you look at this Mavericks series, the Warriors have scored. They're scoring 120 points per possession, or per 100 possessions, which is basically better than the best offense in the league. Where they struggled offensively was against the Memphis Grizzlies, who is a hard-nosed defensive team that, for the most part, did a decent job switching in that series. Against the Celtics or against the Heat, both those teams have all the way up to the five-man guys that can switch. Those defenses are based upon switching. So this is not something that they have to learn. If you go back to who gave those Kevin Durant teams the most trouble in the playoffs, it was those Houston Rockets teams who built their defense specifically to play and hopefully beat the Warriors in the playoffs. And that's why I think scoring the basketball in these finals against these two defenses, that's going to be their biggest challenge.
I agree with both of you. I agree where Kendrick Perkins is talking about hang your hat on your defense because that's what's gotten you here. And throughout the years when they went to 5 straight NBA finals and they won 3 championships, JJ, a lot of people didn't give enough praise to their defense. As explosive as they were offensively, they were hellacious defensively. And we got to give Steve Kerr a boatload of credit because of what they've been able to do as a defensive unit. But I also get your point about needing to score more offense. Here's the thing for me where I'll crystallize it a little bit more. I'm a Klay Thompson dude. Klay Thompson is one of the greatest shooters the game has ever seen. I think arguably top 3 all time. Klay Thompson in his entire career has never shot in less than 40% from three-point range, just like Steph in the season. I'm not talking about the 5 games Steph played during the lockout season. I'm talking about full season. The brothers never shot less than 40% from three-point range until this year. Klay Thompson came back this year. Obviously was struggling to get his groove back, got his groove back a little bit. Has had some explosive games, particularly the closeout game is the latest example when they beat the Memphis Grizzlies in 6 games and he dropped 30. Klay Thompson shot 36% from three-point range that series, which is not shabby. This series against the Mavericks, he's shooting 27% from three-point range. That's not going to cut it when you talk about going up against Boston or Miami. The one thing that we need to say about both Boston and Miami is that if you're the Golden State Warriors, you need to bring your A game to beat them. You ain't going to beat them with your B game because they're going to get physical, they're going to get up in you, and they're going to do whatever they can to try and neutralize you because you got to remember, when we look at Jason Tatum, he's 6'9". When we look at Jaylen Brown, he's 6'6", 6'7". You know, you look at Al Horford, he's 6'10". You look at Robert Williams, about 6'10". Marcus Smart is a pit bull. We get all of that. Golden State Warriors is a finesse team. Looney, great game the other night, no doubt about it. Andrew Wiggins got some length on them. Klay Thompson, 6'7", Steph Curry, 6'3", Jordan Poole, like 6'3", 6'4", etc. Memphis showed you can get a little physical with them and thwart them a little bit. And when I look at it from that perspective, I'm saying the Golden State Warriors that I expect to win the championship is the Golden State Warriors that's going to be making perimeter shots because here's the thing that everybody needs to remember. The Dallas Mavericks ain't Miami or Boston. They have nothing on their front court defensively. They have no rim protection. They have no shot blockers. That's not a problem with Miami and Boston, especially Boston, because both Horford and Williams can do that for you. And to me, if you're the Golden State Warriors, in order to beat them, you got to scorch them from the outside and obviously pushing the ball up the court and exploiting them on fast breaks in the open court. That's going to be your 2 best ingredients in order for you to be able to beat them. Dallas is not the appropriate litmus test, and that comes with being able to hit shots.
Yeah, but you know what else the Golden State Warriors haven't faced? They haven't faced a team that has a high IQ. And when you look at the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics, they both have a high IQ. And you need a high IQ in order to beat the Golden State Warriors. I heard JJ he made a point for us with the communication on the switches and things to that nature when they played the Memphis Grizzlies. And you were right. But sometimes it was getting them burnt. It was times where they were supposed to switch a high pick and roll with Steph Curry. And Steph Curry was getting wide open looks because they wasn't communicating switches. That's IQ. And so when I look at that Boston Celtics team across the board, high IQ. The Miami Heat, high IQ. And then on top of that, you have two exceptional coaches, especially in Eric Spoelstra and Ime Udoka, if you was to have to face one of them, who could put a hell of a game plan together, who have seen, when you look at Ime Udoka, he's seen Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. He just played against Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now you just played against the number one team in the Eastern Conference and had to battle against Eric Spoelstra if the Celtics go on to win this. So that's why I'm picking the Celtics to win, is just because of their high IQ and their versatility. But the Warriors can win if they hang their hats on the defense.
Let me add this, and then, JJ, I'll give you the last word. You know, good points, KP. Here's the deal, though. Celtics ain't faced anybody like the Warriors. Let's go down the list. James Harden is gone from Brooklyn. Kyrie wasn't there half the year. That wasn't the Brooklyn team it was supposed to be. They hadn't been playing together all year long. You go up against Milwaukee. There's no Chris Middleton there. And so I look at that, and now you're going up against Miami. And obviously, listen, I looked at TD Bank Garden, and it wasn't, as far as I'm concerned, that's the wrong name. It wasn't TD Bank Garden. JJ, it was TD Bank Infirmary. I mean, every damn body was going down. They started out the game. Robert Williams was going to be out. This game 3 I'm talking about here. Kyle Lowry obviously had to go back to the locker room. Jimmy Butler went down. Marcus Smart went down, looked like he broke his damn ankle. Got Trae Young tweeting props to the medical staff in Boston. I don't know what the hell they did to that dude. And then, of course, Jason Tatum looked like he had a separated shoulder before he ultimately came back out. Okay, so you had all of that stuff going on. With the Golden State Warriors, that's not necessarily the case. We know Gary Payton II has gone down. Jordan Poole's there, Klay Thompson is there, Steph Curry is there, Draymond Green is there, Andrew Wiggins is there, Kevon Looney is there. I'm just looking at the high IQ that KP alluded to, along with their personnel being in place. And Boston ain't faced nothing like that yet. And now that's
they're going to have a lot more rest, potentially, if they sweep tonight and the other series goes to a Game 7.
Go ahead, Jay.
Molly, don't let him off the hook. He picked the Brooklyn Nets had to have something because you actually picked them to beat the Boston Celtics in 7, didn't you?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, then.
Yeah,
so they had to have something there.
They got swept. They got swept.
Yeah, okay. Well, they had to have something that made you pick.
Perk, I'll work on that montage for you.
I appreciate the reminder, because you're just trying to offset what you said about Milwaukee. That's all right.
No. I'm just telling you. I'm just bringing up receipts, too.
Whatever.
I like what Perk.
I have more.
I like what Perk brought up about the basketball IQ part, because I talked about this during the Denver series. They didn't have the personnel with high basketball IQ outside of a couple guys to contain the Warriors when they got into their movement sets. Memphis, even, as good as they were this season, had so many breakdowns at the end of games. The perfect example of that is Klay Thompson's game winner, where Jaren Jackson Jr. is all the way back in the paint when he should be up to switch that screening action.
Preach.
The Heat and the Celtics, they do have basketball IQ. The Heat and the Celtics have great coaching. You talked about, Stephen, you talked about the A game. To me, whoever it is the matchup, both those teams, defensively, communication, they're switching, all that stuff, they've got to be on their A game, while at the same time, the Warriors, to have any chance to win offensively, they have to be on their A game. It's a fascinating match.